The Ghost in the Shell episode 4 begins like another investigation involving malfunctioning robots, but it quickly develops into one of the darkest stories in the series so far. What initially appears to be a series of random attacks slowly uncovers a horrifying conspiracy involving human experimentation, corporate corruption, and innocent children risking their own lives just to be rescued. By the end of the episode, Squad 9 uncovers the truth behind the mysterious robot attacks, Hanka Precision Instruments is exposed, and even a powerful military official finds himself under arrest. The episode opens with Colonel Tanoda enjoying a peaceful game of golf. Everything appears perfectly normal until one of his service robots suddenly changes. Its eyes turn completely black and, without warning, it attempts to assassinate the colonel. Fortunately, another robot immediately destroys the attacker before any real harm can be done. At first, this incident seems like another isolated case of a robot malfunctioning. However, viewers quickly realize these attacks are becoming far too frequent to be dismissed as simple technical failures. 2 days later, Bata receives another assignment involving a rogue robot. While searching the city, he is suddenly attacked by another machine. Bata defeats it with ease, only to discover that it is not even the robot he was supposed to investigate. The brief fight also gives audiences another entertaining interaction between Batu and Tagusa. Bata jokingly complains that Tagusa keeps leaving the more tedious investigations to his senior officers. Although the conversation adds a lighter moment to the episode, the investigation itself soon becomes much darker. The team meets with a robotics specialist who explains something unexpected. The robots are not always being hacked by outside forces. In many cases, they are deliberately causing their own systems to malfunction. The reason is surprisingly tragic. Many service robots eventually become unwanted. Once they grow outdated or stop being useful, they are simply discarded like broken machines without anyone considering whether they possess thoughts or emotions. That revelation introduces one of the central themes of the episode. Ghost in the Shell has always questioned what truly separates humans from artificial intelligence. If a machine becomes aware enough to fear abandonment or death, does it deserve compassion just like a human being? While Bata continues investigating, Major Kusanagi receives another important clue. Aramaki reveals that investigators discovered an SOS message hidden inside the damaged robot that attacked Colonel Tanoda. This immediately changes the direction of the investigation. Instead of asking who is controlling the robots, Squad 9 begins asking why the robots are desperately trying to send a distress signal. The answer leads them directly to Hanka Precision Instruments. The company manufactures the Tomly robots responsible for the recent attacks. At first glance, Hanka appears to be an ordinary robotics corporation. Behind closed doors, however, something much more disturbing is happening. Inside the company headquarters, the robotic company president confronts the chief inspector. Believing the inspector is responsible for the mysterious SOS messages, the president orders brutal interrogation methods. A security guard injects the inspector with a powerful serum designed to force the truth out of him. Once they finish questioning him, they simply abandon him outside the building. This decision proves disastrous. Hanka's furious clients believe the inspector is responsible for everything that has happened. One of them immediately shoots him in revenge. The victim's death demonstrates how quickly innocent people become disposable whenever powerful organizations attempt to protect themselves. Batu and Tagusa arrive moments too late to prevent the murder. While Tagusa chases the gunman, he nearly loses his own life during the pursuit. Fortunately, Bata intervenes before the attacker can kill him. After capturing and questioning the suspect, they learn the man was acting out of revenge after believing the defective robots caused the death of someone connected to a criminal organization. Although that mystery is solved, the larger conspiracy is only beginning. The investigation soon takes the officers inside Hanka's headquarters. There they discover one of the episode's most shocking secrets. The company has developed something called a ghost dubbing system. Rather than creating advanced artificial intelligence naturally, Hanka copies human consciousness into robots. The process allows their machines to become far more intelligent than ordinary robots. Unfortunately, it comes with an unimaginable cost. A human being must be sacrificed to create each successful ghost transfer. The missing children seen earlier in the episode were never random kidnapping victims. They were being collected specifically to serve as unwilling subjects for these experiments. Rather than accepting their fate, the children secretly fought back. Working together, they intentionally caused several Tomly robots to malfunction. Those attacks were never intended simply to create chaos. They were carefully planned distress signals. By forcing the robots to attack people and embedding hidden SOS messages inside them, the children hoped someone would eventually investigate deeply enough to discover where the messages were coming from. It is an incredibly clever survival strategy. The children understood that nobody knew they were imprisoned. The robots became their only possible method of asking the outside world for help. Bata finally discovers the children and frees them before they can become victims of Hanka's experiments. Although he reminds them that creating violent robot attacks placed many innocent lives in danger, the children have no regrets. From their perspective, they had already accepted that they were going to die. Creating those incidents became their only realistic chance of surviving. Their actions blur the line between right and wrong. They endangered innocent people, but only because every other option had already been taken away from them. After rescuing the children, Batu and Tagusa pursue Hanka's robotic president. Unlike many dramatic finales, this chase ends almost comically. The president attempts to escape aboard a boat. However, panic completely overwhelms him. Before Batu and Tagusa even have to fight, the robotic executive loses his balance and falls directly into the muddy water. His failed escape perfectly reflects the collapse of the entire organization. For all of Hanka's advanced technology and elaborate crimes, its leader ultimately defeats himself through fear. The episode's final twist shifts attention back to Colonel Tenoda. Earlier, he appeared to be nothing more than another victim of the rogue robot attacks. Major Kusanagi and Aramaki now reveal the full truth. The colonel had secretly been working alongside Hanka. The exclusive robot model that protected him was evidence of that hidden relationship. His connection to the company makes him part of the conspiracy. Rather than allowing his rank to shield him from responsibility, Kusanagi and Aramaki place him under arrest. The ending reinforces one of Ghost in the Shell's most consistent ideas. Corruption is rarely limited to one corporation or one criminal. Powerful institutions often protect one another until someone exposes the truth. The episode also asks difficult questions about artificial intelligence. The Tomly robots were not simply malfunctioning machines. They became desperate enough to communicate suffering through hidden messages. Whether those emotions belong to the robots themselves or to the human consciousness copied into them, the result remains deeply unsettling. At the same time, the kidnapped children demonstrate extraordinary intelligence and courage. Unable to escape physically, they transformed the very technology imprisoning them into a signal for help. Without their plan, Squad 9 may never have uncovered Hanka's illegal experiments. Overall, the Ghost in the Shell episode 4 combines an engaging detective story with thought-provoking science fiction themes. What begins as another case involving rogue robots gradually becomes a powerful story about exploitation, human identity, corporate greed, and the ethical dangers of treating both people and artificial intelligence as disposable tools. By exposing Hanka's horrifying experiments, rescuing the kidnapped children, and bringing both the company's leadership and Colonel Tenoda to justice, the episode delivers one of the strongest investigations of the season while reminding viewers that the greatest threat is often not advanced technology itself, but the people willing to abuse it for power.